Hello and welcome to Psychological Disorders in Childhood. I want to just start by giving you a little orientation to what our Moodle page looks like and what our class will entail to get you on the right track. So to start with, this is our Moodle page. It's organized by week, but this first section titled Start Here will cover all of the basics that you need to get through the course, so you'll want to check back with this frequently. If you have any questions, right here is a forum for questions and answers among students. So I encourage you to ask and answer questions here, and I will give you extra credit for participating in this forum, either asking or answering questions. Also on this general section, you will have a short final paper for this class, and all the information you need for that final paper is in this final paper information section. After that, you can see we've got everything organized by week. Throughout the week, you should be working your way through the section, and you can check things off here as you complete them. And then within the week, I've organized the different chapters we'll cover, and we'll do 2 to 3 chapters a week. So going back to our general information, I want to make sure that you review the syllabus very carefully. I'd also encourage you to print it out if you can, or save it so you always have a copy on hand. So this is what it looks like. And I've got my contact information up here. Email is the best way to contact me, and I'll respond via email during the week within 24 hours. It may take me longer, or I might not respond at all on weekends. So be aware that most of your assignments are due Sunday night. So if you wait until Saturday night to email me, I won't necessarily be able to help you in time. So please make sure to look at all of the assignments and start doing the work during the week so that you have time to contact me if you have questions. The syllabus also has our course descriptions and course goals. We're going to talk about research theory and clinical evidence about developmental pathways that result in maladaptive behavior in childhood and adolescence primarily, although we'll take a lifespan perspective. The textbook is listed here. Because this is an online course, it's particularly important that you do have this textbook, because that's going to be where you get most of your information. So please make sure that you get a copy of that as soon as possible. This class is also entirely online, so it's essential that you have access to the internet. You'll also need your iPad or some other device to connect. Note that I recommend using the internet browser, not the Moodle app, to connect to this course. The app has some accessibility issues. I've also got, information about connecting via email. All my office hours and any meetings will be held via Zoom. So if you need to connect with me, that's the way to do it, and just email me to schedule an appointment. And then we'll be doing some writing in this class. And if you don't already have it, we have free access to Microsoft Office 365. Okay, so we've got a lot of material to cover in a short period of time. So just to give you some perspective, when you look at the total class time during the fall and spring, a 5-week summer course should take about 9 hours per week. So be aware that this is a substantial time commitment, and there are 3 big things that you can do to help you succeed. So first, stay on top of the material, read the textbook, review the PowerPoints and any other materials, and do those things early and often. Next, make sure to do the discussion forum assignments. These are designed to help you understand the material, so do them for your own benefit. And then finally, ask questions. If you have questions early, you can ask me. If you have last-minute questions, you might try the question and answer forum. And if you're experiencing trouble in this course, come see me or email me as soon as possible. In terms of course evaluation, 35% of your grade is discussion forum assignments. So you'll need to post an initial response to the discussion questions for each week by Thursdays, and this allows your peers time to read your post and respond to it. Forum posts should be a minimum of 4 to 6 sentences, and most of the prompts have multiple questions, so make sure you answer them all and do so thoroughly. By Sunday at 11:55 p.m., you'll need to respond to at least 2 of your classmates' posts. So these should be substantive responses that kind of keep the conversation going, not just I agree. Late posts won't be accepted, but I will drop your lowest forum score. Tests will be 45% of your grade. So there's 1 test for each chapter covered, which makes 11 tests total. You can only take each test once, but I do drop your lowest test score. And each test is 10 multiple choice questions and 1 to 2 short essay questions. And all of the tests are due on Sunday nights at 11:55 p.m. And tests cover reading material plus any additional material that's posted on Moodle, things like videos. And then finally, 20% of your grade is a final paper. I'll go over that more in the coming weeks, but basically you're going to develop a fictional case study that includes information about assessment, symptoms, and development of a specific disorder. And so a detailed rubric for that is posted under final paper in the general sections. And please make sure to familiarize yourself with the class policies and procedures as well. And then when you're finished, you can take the syllabus quiz, which is your first assignment for this week. Going back to our Moodle page, the second really important document is the course schedule, which looks like this. I've got it again broken down by week, and this parallels what's on Moodle. So this tells you what you need to do every week. I'd encourage you to print this off as well, and you can check things off when you finish them, although if you prefer, you can also use the check boxes here. So our first week is pretty busy because we've got 3 chapters to cover, but they're all pretty short. So the remaining weeks will only cover 2, but for this week, I'd encourage you to start early to give yourself enough time. And we also have some introductory things to do. So I've got a syllabus quiz to make sure that we're all on the same page. So please take that. You need to take that and get 100 to stay in the course, but you can take it as many times as you need to. And then also an introduce yourself forum, because we will be doing a lot of discussions, and I want to kind of get a sense and have you get a sense of who's in the class. Then we'll jump into chapter 1. So for chapter 1, you'll need to read the chapter and review the PowerPoint. Sometimes I'll also have links to videos or other resources here. And you'll all have 1 discussion forum per chapter. So for the first chapter, I'd like you to think about an example of cultural variability and the definition of normal behavior, and answer several questions on the topic, and then you'll have a test on it, on the chapter. For the next chapter that we're doing, we're going to cover some basic principles of developmental psychopathology, and you'll need to read chapter 3. So we're skipping chapter 2. You'll also need to look at the PowerPoint. And then the forum for this chapter will require you to come up with some examples of equifinality and multifinality, and then discuss the importance of these concepts, and you'll have a test on chapter 3. Finally, chapter 4 covers some important assessment and diagnosis issues. We don't have a discussion forum for this chapter, but I have posted kind of some additional information, and then also you'll have a test. So remember that your initial discussion forum posts are due on Thursdays at 11:55 p.m. and everything else is due Sundays at 11:55 p.m. With the exception of the final week. So I'll remind you of that when we get there. That's the basic structure of how the class will work. If you have any questions, please contact me via email. And I look forward to hearing from you and reading your introduce yourself posts. Have a great week.